kind of icky. Hey everyone, on this vlog for Coding with Kate, we're going to be in a different setting. We're in my living room because I don't know how much you can see, but it's very rainy and cloudy today. So I have these nice big windows and hopefully there's enough light where I look good and not dim, etc. So this week we are going to be talking about something kind of fun and a little gross. And it's actually quite interesting, and it will mean we'll be doing a little bit of CPT coding. So basically, for the past 4 weeks, my mom has been dealing with an issue on her thumb. It started out as like a nodule or a hard ball under the skin of her thumb. And she didn't know what it was. It was really annoying. It didn't hurt, but it was annoying feeling this hard ball under there. And where she works, which is at a hospital, she had the ultrasound techs ultrasound it to see, like, is there something under there, like a tumor or a foreign object? Like, what is it? And they ultrasounded it, and it was just clear. There was nothing under there. It was a clear pocket. So that was frustrating. And then my sister and I decided, oh, let's poke at it and let's see if we can pop it. Whatever is in there will come out, clearly. Well, that didn't happen. We were poking at it, trying to pop it like a pimple, etc. And all it did was bleed. It was just bleeding like crazy. The ball was still there, nothing happened. And over the weeks, I don't know how you describe it, a growth of sorts started to come out, like slowly just start to protrude out every day. Just came out a little bit more, and we're like, oh, well, there was something in there, like the thorns on the raspberry bushes, since we have those, and we were working in the garden right around the time when that ball started forming, and we're like, oh, maybe it's just a thorn that was encapsulated by other cells and platelets, etc., and it's just working its way out, and it'll fall out. And every time she would touch it or hit it, things like that, it would bleed like crazy. And we didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to describe it, to Google it. And it was just this small little thing. I'll show a picture of when it was smaller. And then we were able to like move it a little bit, where you could see that there was space underneath. So it was like this bulbous disc kind of thing that was attached to like a stalk maybe. And at the time we thought, oh, it's slowly going to start ligating itself off and pop off. And that didn't happen. The thing just started getting bigger. And it was getting really frustrating because new skin was growing below it. It was a spongy kind of skin color texture, like a pinky kind of color. I'm like, what is this? Well, like 2 weeks ago, we're like, okay, we at least need to go to the dermatologist because this thing is getting bigger. I'll show a picture of it. And all the dermatologists in the area from the different hospitals, etc., and clinics that are under her health insurance, they didn't have openings until November, December, January. We're like, well, by that time the thing might have fallen off or it's going to get worse, so that doesn't work. So she kept calling every couple of days, and last week she called on a Monday. So last Monday she called one place again, and she told them that, oh, it's just like really getting annoying. It's still bleeding. It hurts in some areas. Oh, I just need to get it off. And they so nicely said, let me talk to the nurse and we can fit you in at this time on Tuesday, so the next day. Woo! So I'm really excited because this entire time I've been wanting to know, what is it? How do I describe it? What type of cells are in there? What is it called? And also, how are you going to remove it? Because I want to know how to code it. And also with just coding in the ICD-10-CM, the diagnosis code book. What would I I coated under? I don't know. Is it a lesion, a cyst, a wart? I don't know. So I was super excited to go along and to talk with the dermatologist so we could figure out what it is. We get there, we go in, the dermatologist comes in, my mom takes the bandage off and shows him. He's like, wow, I haven't seen one that big before. He was excited. And right away he said, pyogenic granuloma. That's what he called it. And then he immediately, with the nurse, started getting everything ready to chop it off. And they put the local anesthetic in my mom's thumb. Poor mom. It was painful. She was like this like sour face, like, oh, it's painful, as he's like poking the anesthetic in. And then I completely missed when he chopped it off. I don't know what I was doing, but I had my back turned. So they chop it off somehow. I think he had like a blade or something, and I can't remember if he used the word scraping or ellipsing or something. We're going today as a follow-up, and I'll ask him what he calls it so then I can learn how to code it in CPT, because that's what we're doing this week. Woo! And they put it in the little specimen jars to send off to the lab so then we can confirm it's pyogenic granuloma, nothing scary. And I'll insert the picture of the bulbous thing in the jar now. Oh, pretty cool, right? So then I was taking a picture, trying to get that picture I just showed you, and I look over and he's already using the electrocautery thing to cauterize the wound. So I quickly go around to the other side to watch him do this process. FYI, burning skin stinks. It smelled gross. But he was taking I don't remember what the actual thing is called, but he was cauterizing it. So he was just pressing it and it was burning and turning brown black and just doing that all around the now hole. I mean, it was kind of like a hole, you know, the below skin, so the epidermis probably was showing, and then all the new skin was around it. So it looked like a hole. And he was using the electrocautery, or he was electrocauterizing that entire wound to stop the bleeding, and then I assume to also destroy any remaining cells that are causing the growth of the pyogenic granuloma. I assume that's one of the purposes of electrocautery. They did that, bandaged it up, and we were off. And they attempted to look in their schedule because they were super busy, found us a follow-up, and we're going today to get the results, which I will all update you on in this vlog as well. And we will find out if it is pyogenic granuloma. Hopefully it's nothing scary like cancerous, so some form of malignant neoplasm. Hopefully it's not. He doesn't think it is, and when you Google pyogenic granuloma, it's all benign, nothing crazy. They just kind of come out of nowhere, usually from some... Actually, this is really cool. I'll be right back. Okay, so we just ran upstairs to get my Merck Manual. So this week we are going to be talking about pyogenic granuloma with the anatomy of the skin and the growth, why it happens, and then we will be dissecting an op report that's similar to the procedure that happened with my mom. And since that happened in an outpatient clinic setting, we will be coding it in CPT. Woo! Now, pyogenic granuloma. Very, very interesting. So I have my Merck Manual. It's the 4th edition, and when you look at the publishing date, it's 1982. So I have no idea how out of date some of this is, but I know that pyogenic granuloma is exactly the same online on current editions as it is in here. So the Merck Manual is a manual with all diagnoses that doctors use or would use, and I thankfully have one. So we can go to the skin section. So dermatological disorders of the skin, and in the little index here, under benign tumors, pyogenic granuloma. Hopefully you can see it. Pyogenic granuloma. So this is very interesting, and we're going to talk about this in our A&P video of pyogenic granuloma. It says, a bright red, brown, or blue-black vascular nodule, vascular meaning it has a blood supply, composed of proliferating capillaries in an edematous stroma. The term pyogenic granuloma is a misnomer because the lesion is neither of bacterial origin nor a true granuloma, but rather granulation tissue. Now I'm going to have to go online and actually find the definition of granuloma and granulation tissue so I fully understand what they mean and the differences. The lesion develops rapidly, often at the site of recent injury, and probably represents a vascular and fibrous response to injury. It must be differentiated from a melanoma or other malignant tumor, which it often resembles. There is no sex or age predilection. The overlying epidermis is thin, and the lesion tends to be friable. I don't know what that means. Friable. Bleeds easily. Yes, it bled like crazy because it's vascular. And does not blanch on pressure. I'm not sure what that means. The base may be pedunculated, so it has a stalk that it's connected to the main part of the thumb. And surrounded by a collarette of epidermis, you'll see a white ring of new skin growth around it. That's what they mean by a collarette. It looks like a collar or a ring. During pregnancy, pyogenic granulomas may become large and exuberant. The dermatologist did joke that sometimes they arise in pregnant women. And he was trying to joke that, oh, Ma, are you pregnant? No, she's not. She is not pregnant. It's really funny. Okay, so the pyogenic granulomas during pregnancy may become large and exuberant. Examples are gingival pregnancy tumors or telangiectatic epulis. All right, pyogenic granulomas sometimes involute spontaneously, so they might just pop up out of nowhere for no reason. If not, a biopsy should be done, since we don't know, and it is common practice when they are removing any sort of skin growth that they send it off to the lab anyway to be tested. Treatment consists of removal by excision or electrodesiccation. The lesions may recur. So that is what he did. He excised it. He took his blade and he chopped it off right at the stalk. Bled like crazy, but it came off. Now, all we need to figure out is, did the electrocautery destroy any more of those? I can use the term hypermitotic. I know that really isn't a term, but hypermitotic cells that created the growth of the pyogenic granuloma. So did the electrocautery destroy those cells? If not, there is the possibility that they will continue to replicate and another growth will come out of that same spot in the future. Hopefully not, because then we just have to go back to the dermatologist and have them chop it off again. But hopefully that won't happen. So now that we know what a pyogenic granuloma is, as per the Merck Manual, we, in our A&P video, will be talking about cell duplication, cell growth, so we can understand how the pyogenic granuloma grows, how it gets bigger, and why it's important to destroy the cells that are duplicating. And you can subscribe to this channel so you get updates on when those videos come up this week, so you're always in the know. And to get other notifications on other videos, CPT, ICD-10 PCS, ICD-10 CM, and other A&P videos in other body systems, body parts. You can like this video if you enjoyed this setting of being by the window on a rainy day. Comment below if you have any questions or any ideas of other themes, diagnoses, body part, body systems, procedures that you want me to cover in future videos. I'd love to know those. And I will see y'all later. Bye!